Welcome back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight is a three-term Democratic Congresswoman from New York. Please welcome back to The Late Show, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. It's nice to see you again. It's been too long.
It has been.
There's a lot to catch up on, but I guess the first thing we should talk about is the big story of the day. Did you take in the eclipse?
I did. My puppy and I went to the Lexington School for the Deaf in Queens and hung out with all the kids.
Is that what this is? Is this your puppy?
Oh, yes.
There you go. Play it safe,
That's
kids.
Deco.
Play it safe.
That's Deco. He had his protective eyewear too. So.
Okay, good. Now, I know you're a congresswoman now, but you wanted to be a scientist originally, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Where is this?
Oh my God. This was at the Intel ICEF science competition. That's me in high school. So there you go.
Now, Congress returns, is it tomorrow after a two-week break?
Yes, tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow, 2-week break. And you made a lot of news for giving a speech on the floor of the House before the break. And we're coming up on, we're just past 6 months of the war between Israel and Gaza and the unfolding crisis over there, and the heartbreak and the horror of asymmetrical war. The horrors of the attack of October 7th, and the horror people see of the innocent lives lost in the military response, the tens of thousands of lives being lost there. But you took it a further step. I think you were the first person to do this in the Congress. You said, you called the famine in Gaza an unfolding genocide. That is an electric term to be using against the actions of a country that was formed in the wake of the greatest genocide of the 20th century. If politics is the art of the possible, you're a politician, what did you hope to make possible by going that far in your description?
I appreciate the extent of that question. And while I was not the first in Congress to use that term, it certainly was a dedicated speech towards it before the beginning, rather the end of that session. And to me, what I saw in that moment is that we have been on the precipice of a mass famine that would indiscriminately kill nearly 1 million children, adults, innocent people, men, women, and children. And this is an utterly heartbreaking moment. As you mentioned, the attacks on October 7th were horrifying. The hostages that are being held in Gaza are also being endangered and imperiled by an indiscriminate famine and bombardment campaign as well. And it's important that they be home. But I think in using this term, it is not to engage in a game of rhetoric, but it is for us to see what is happening for what it is. I am very, very close. Growing up, one of my closest friends is a survivor of the Rwandan genocide, and I've been speaking with him a lot while all of this has been unfolding. And I asked him, what would you have wanted to see an American member of Congress say while you were a child fleeing Rwanda? And what he had told me was, I wish people would have seen us as human, because genocide is a crime of scale, of dehumanization. And in order for us to prevent and to save lives, we have to rehumanize the people whose death has been normalized. And I think that's really what this moment is about, in order for us to establish a lasting peace and security for both Israelis and Palestinians.
Well, the President of the United States, the leader of your party, Joe Biden, a staunch supporter of Israel. He's a man also with an enormous amount of empathy. He I'm curious, have you spoken to him directly about this?
I have.
And what have those conversations been like, if you can tell me?
You know, I think I think it's important. I think many of us have engaged the president on this issue. And you're correct, he is a man of tremendous empathy. And, you know, I think as time goes on, we are starting to see the increased urgency that he's seen on this issue. He called Prime Minister Netanyahu recently, and I think we've seen dramatic shifts since that time, especially after the World Central Kitchen workers were attacked and 7 of them passed away. And I think what we're seeing, particularly in this moment, is aid trucks starting to come through, although nowhere near the level needed to avoid a famine. But we're starting to see some of that progress, because at the end of the day, in order to take this, it's not just about, and I said this on the floor, it's not just about Israel, it's not just about Gaza, this is about us. Because this is US taxpayer assistance and what is being financed with our resources. And if anything, if any conflict is going to have US resources, then it does become a matter of our values. And if we are to protect democracy worldwide, we have to show what democracy is good for. And to me, showing the value of democracy is a commitment to human rights, to the sanctity of civil rights, the rules of war, and to ensure that people, at the end of the day, that the humanity of innocent populations is preserved and protected at all costs.
We have to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, everybody. Stick around for the Congresswoman.